This would be a quick overview of the different grades of #1 Mark III Enfields that I got from World Tiger Imports. This will be a comparison of the original grade, the B grade, and the C grades that I got. Really just kind of giving some expectations on what you can get for the different grades and whether or not you should get a certain grade from RTI. Now, this isn't encompassing. You can't really guarantee that any of these are going to be representative of what you get for each grade. It is kind of luck of the draw. If you go through some of my videos I have on my Enfield playlist from World Tiger Imports, you'll see a lot of different grades there and kind of get a better idea of what you'll get. But I just went ahead and selected all the C grades I got and just picked out a B grade and an original grade. So starting from the top, this is an original grade Enfield that I got. You can see it has some repairs on the butt. At some point had a stock disc that got filled in with a piece of wood. It's likely this was a Indian refurb. Just at a glance, because you can see it has that screw here in the fore end. They put as a reinforcement. They also completely wiped away the marking here on the socket. And on the other side you see a factory repair marking there, which looks like it was done in '46. And overall, I mean, it's in really good condition. It's got a lot of original finish left. It's got a really good bore. So this is definitely a good condition Enfield if you want a shooter. Not really so much for collectability, but for shootability, it's in pretty good condition. Passed all my gauges for both the headspace as well as the muzzle gauge. So it's definitely a good shooter. I've taken it at the range a few times, shoots pretty well. Moving on to the B grade. It's actually a pretty good example of B grade. You do see some wear here on the stock, the butt. But I did get a really nice 1924 Ishapore. It's not too common you see 1920s Ishapores. And it also has the magazine cutoff slot for a Mark III. I did put a magazine cutoff in there, it didn't come with one. And you can see there's a lot less finish on this than the original grade. Though I have gotten original grades that don't really have much finish on them as well, so it's kind of luck of the draw there, but you can generally see this is kind of a fair representation of what you would expect from a B grade. You know, a little bit of damage on the stock maybe and some finish wear. Some of the stuff in the white. But overall, I definitely say this is on the higher spectrum of the B grade. Though this is what I would think would be a fair B grade. So moving on to the C grades, I did want to show all three. Didn't really want to cherry pick one of them, so you can see what you'd get. These were all for $199. This first two here, they didn't come with a magazine. I had to purchase that separately. This third one here did come with a magazine. They're running a special. I believe it's still running that, but they just kind of come in and out of stock. So if you're interested in that, just keep an eye on that. We'll start with the first one here. This is my first C grade from them, and I was pretty happy about it because I did get a 1924 Lithgow, and it has the magazine cutoff slot. I had to get the magazine cutoff, but did have a slot for that. You can see the fore end's pretty trashed, as well as the buttstock. It's pretty common with these Lithgows. They used softer wood with the coach wood and Queensland maple, but I do have a replacement stock set for this that I show in another video for the unboxing that I'll be installing on this. So keep an eye out for that. Should restore very nicely. You can see the finish is worn a bit. It's got some wire wheel marks, but generally it's not too bad. In fact, I'd say the finish on this one's a little bit better than the B grade. Looking at the second C grade here, this one's a 1936 BSA. It's also a Mark III Star. You can see the butt's in really good condition. The fore end, however, was pretty rough, so I had to replace that. I replaced the fore end as well as the top hand guards on them. This rear top hand guard was pretty much split in half, and then this front hand guard is missing these two pieces of wood here, so I just went ahead and replaced both while I was at it. You can see the finish is kind of worn on it. A lot of it's in the white. You can see it definitely got hit by a wire wheel here, comparing the finish. in the front versus the rear of this nose cap, which is really unfortunate that they've been wire wheeling these things, because as you can see, this probably had really good finish before they hit it with the wire wheel. Moving on to the next one, you can see this one kind of scratched up, but it's a 1918 BSA. And this one's overall in really good condition for a C grade. This is the original wood that's on it, minus this rear top handguard, which was missing, so I went ahead and popped on a spare that I have. But you can see the buttstock's really nice on it. It's got really good grains, cleaned up really well. And the forend does have a repair here, but looks decent. There's some wear on the draws, but should be fixable. And this is the original top handguard. You can see a lot of fresh wire wheel marks, but didn't get hit as badly here as this one did. You can still see some original finish on the nose cap. Now all three bores on these are shootable. As far as how good the bores are, it's definitely ranked in about this order. The Lithgow is a really nice bore. This one has probably the second nicest bore, and this one has, I would say, like a fair plus to good bore for shooting. But all three do pass the gauges that I have for muzzle wear. So my thoughts on their grading system is it's going to be kind of unpredictable. They don't really follow any set grading system. They just call them, original grade, B grade, and C grade. They don't follow like the NRA grading standard or anything. And they have a lot of descriptions that say fair to good, which is a pretty big range for conditions on firearms. So you're going to be taking a gamble no matter what grades you get. Some people, you might get burned. Other people might get lucky. So it really just kind of depends on what you're looking for. If you just want to get one Enfield from them and you kind of want to guarantee something that's going to be shootable, you might want to get like an original grade with a hand select bore. So at least you have recourse if, it doesn't have a good bore, you can send it back. If you're looking to kind of maybe build your collection and you're willing to take some risk, you can go for either the original grade without any hand select or maybe a B grade and get a couple of those. If you're looking to just kind of have some projects and you're willing to take more risk, these C grades I think are definitely worth it. I mean, for $199, if it includes the magazine, that's a really good price. It's just a little bit more expensive than the DP rifles that are floating around, and you can get something that's actually potentially shootable as opposed to the DP rifles. So you get a couple of those, you might get one or two of them as a good shooter. You never know. I feel like I've been pretty lucky with these 3 C grades. Haven't been burned yet on one, but you will have a project for these. Some of these will require significant rework on the stock or replacement, as well as some parts that are going to be missing or broken. So I hope you enjoyed this quick overview of the RTI Enfields I got with the various grades. If you have any questions about these grades or these rifles in general, feel free to leave them in the comments. Be happy to answer your questions. At the end of the day, ordering from RTI is a gamble, but it does help to see some examples of the different grades just to kind of set some expectations of what you might get. We do have some more projects coming up, as well as some unboxing videos and some range videos coming up. So if you'd like to be alerted to those, feel free to subscribe and sign up for alerts. And as always, thank you for watching.